Well, hello and welcome to the PMQ live update with Mike Rasmussen, Michael J. Rasmussen of CPA, High Tech CPA. I'm sorry. We are here on April 3rd. This is the third day we're doing this, and he's been up 3 nights in a row just trying to find the answers to the questions that you have. So, Mike, tell everybody hello and what we're going to talk about today. We're kind of just going over questions, aren't we?
We are, then a couple documents. So.
Okay, so why don't you, at this point, why don't you just kind of take us away and tell us what we need to know as small businesses to kind of stay afloat and get some support that we need.
Got it. So basically, Mike Rasmussen, thanks, Brian. Today is the day that there's a program called the Paycheck Protection Program that has gone live. And so what that means is if you've been on the last couple of days or if this is your first, for small business owners, there is a program that's sponsored by the Small Business Administration that is supposed to be a relief. And that's when I say supposed to, because we're going through the process and it's going live today. And it's a program where the president has created a stimulus of making funds available to small businesses. It's being administered offered by the small business, and then your banks right now, participating banks, there's about 1,800 across the country, are now accepting applications. And when I refer to a couple things, there's a place that we have put together, and Brian might be able to pull it up, called mycovidcpa.com. And several of you have already gone there, and you are able to go and actually download the forms that you need to fill out before you even take it over to the bank. So what has worked very well is over the last couple of days. In fact, I was on with a listener from yesterday. We met this morning at 8 o'clock. I interviewed her, walked her through what she can expect with her banker, and she is meeting with her banker this morning, and we'll be talking afterwards. It's not that difficult that you need a CPA or your accountant, but what it is there are many questions that you got to answer and actually put on the form. So I want to caution everybody. What happened, this is a very fluid, and we'll get to, Brian can get right there. You go to that, and we have created a portal for the subscribers in PMQ to go and log in. So if you go right down to PPP rules right there, this document right that we uploaded right before the show is, you might make it a little bigger, Brian, but that is 18 hours old. And so to tell you, if you hear on blogs or people out there going, well, who knows who knows exactly what's going on? This was 18 hours old. It's 31 pages, and it's how the banks are supposed to be dealing with this, executing what the SBA and President Trump has offered through the stimulus program. Well, as you can imagine, as I was going through it last night and this morning, it is very detailed. So what we have done, if you were on the show a couple days ago or the last couple days, we're taking these 31 pages, taking the mechanics, and creating a place to go on the internet that you can type in this information and, if you will, pre-fill out the actual application. Brian, if you could pull up two right there at the end, it says Paycheck Protection Program. And it's over on, and open that doc. So this is the actual application that you're taking to a lender to potentially get a loan. I'll slow down to say this form needs to be completed. It's a loan that potentially can be funded with the participation of your bank. Oh, there's no guarantee of when it actually is done. There is no personal guarantee. So it might be 1 day to 7 to 2 weeks. But after it is with your bank, and that's who you need to take this, fill it out, and bring it to the bank or get a hold of them, and it is a first come, first serve, then the next phase of the calculation is if the loan, let's say it's $100,000, over the next 8 weeks, you now have to figure out how you're going to, you have a forgiveness. So if you dot all your I's and cross your T's from what that 31-page document said, there's a potential 100% of this loan is forgiven. Did you get that, Brian?
Yeah, I did. And then you know, like you said, it is first come, first serve. And I've been hearing through the chat waves that there's been a lot that have gone out already. People have been on top of this, ready to go. So like you said, don't be reactionary, be proactive.
I'll go back to the first, I did it 2 days ago. Don't wait for your financial advisor. That was one. Don't wait for someone to help you. Really, you're looking at the application form and what they're looking for. There's a lot of boxes to check because you're self-representing what the boxes say. Scroll down a little bit. So you are attesting to this, unlike a CPA or somebody signing your tax return. So when it says right there, is the business or any business owner presently suspended, debarred, practice debarment? When you check yes or no, you need to do that, not your financial advisor. So this is not a situation where we help the financial advisors help you fill out yes or no. Where we can help out is up in that upper section. So when we have our calculator finished next week, you're going to be able to fill out that upper part, but you're still going to have to go down and fill out the bottom. Here's another. Even though today was the opening, Brian, bring up your Bank of America. I got this morning from one of the largest banks in the country, and here is what they're telling everybody. And it says we're only going to do the PPPs for existing. Here it is, small business clients with a business lending and a business deposit relationship at Bank of America. It's also only going to be administered online. You can't talk to anybody. So Bank of America has taken the position, which I understand, but if you're with a smaller bank, you're going to actually be able to get on the phone. I've got about a dozen banks, clients this morning working with smaller banks that are actually able to get them on the phone. Some of them are personally going through the drive-through window and handing this. So Bank of America is doing it all online. And I understand part of this, the reason why they're doing this is because the rules are changing so much literally within the hour. So I'll stop right there.
All right. Well, I mean, is there anything else? I know we had a lot of questions from the previous day. So is there some of these questions you wanted to address?
Yeah, I would go back to a couple of words. Can you apply for both the loans? Let me explain that. Go back to the site and go to the SBA loans for the emergency EIDL. And so it'll be under SBA loans if you bring up the mycovidcpa.com.
Right. So where are we at?
And go to SBA loans. Yeah, SBA loans and then the first loan, which is right there. So to explain this EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, you'll commonly hear, oh, that's the $10,000. You can click on that link through the site here. Go ahead and do that, Brian. And what this is this is an advance. It also could be forgiven. Again, if you don't go buy a yacht, there are expenses that qualify for it. But this right here is where people should start. And real quick for everybody, let's do it again. If you're an applicant there, not more than 500, Brian, just to show them like we did the other day, click the first one and then make sure you click the other ones. These other buttons right here are literally, are you lobbyist and you gambling? So you say no.
Basically, so click them all.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're saying. All right. And then we
go to continue. Yeah, and if you don't click one, so then scroll down. We're just quickly going through, and then I'll show you how this relates to the PPP. But go down to the finance activity.
Business activity. Right.
Go to eating and drinking, unless you have something else.
Food and beverage stores. Is that
there you go.
Another one they can do as well?
Yeah, you can do any of those. Right, and then you go to the detailed business activity. But do your best you can to narrow that down for your restaurant. So a lot of them are the eating and drinking places. Now,
out of the 6, one of them being none of the below, the other 5, you said they were kind of pushed to the top as priority. So they get considered first.
We are hearing that. Who knows? Only time will tell when you click none of the below. Someone will say, well, I clicked that. Well, they didn't get, again, what's happening is you're trying to make it easy for the lenders and the SBA. If you click none of the below, it could be a CBD. You could be a restaurant, that's what you do. Now, that loan, Brian, is the $10,000. That was the first one that people go through to start gathering information, and it's up to $10,000, and they say it would be deposited in your bank in 3 days. I did mine Tuesday. It's not here, and it's Friday. I have not heard one person that had to deposit it. So we're on it to find out how that is happening. To also explain what I'm doing is there is in the Arkansas, there's a small bit, basically a group in Little Rock has direct connection with the Arkansas EDC, direction with the SBA. So I'm in connection with them and have voluntarily signed up to basically go through the process so I can bring to y'all the most current information that I got or post it up to my COVID CPA. If you get approved on this loan, if you get the 10,000 or a portion of it, and you then can apply for the PPP, they will be rolled into that. So if you do the 10,000 and you get 100,000 approval from the PPP, you've already got 10, and they both get rolled into the PPP. Is that clear? That's how that works. That was a question from the other day.
Well, very good. To me, no, it's not clear. So because you're telling it, so I would have to watch it again and go through the loan. That's kind of as you're saying it. So that's the beauty of this is that we have these videos are going to stay live on PMQ Facebook page as well as pmq.com/coronavirus. We're going to and Pizza TV YouTube channel. We're going to make sure that you can access these anytime you need, but you got to act now. So hopefully you don't wait too long to binge them. So are there any other pertinent questions from the other day that we want to hit real quick?
Yes. There were questions about whether I have an employee now, I rehire, all the employee. So all of those have to relate with this PPP loan in both the qualification and the forgiveness later on. So it's important, go grab last year's 941s, not to be technical, all your payroll records for 2019 and payroll records from January 1 to February 15th. And you need all those because there are certain parts of the application you have to put in for the loan forgiveness. This is really important. You walk into the bank, what some people, like our listener yesterday, she went in and basically said, I asked her what's important. She goes, I want it all forgiven. Well, your facts have to hit that. They have to actually, so you need labor, fully loaded labor. That was another question. It is everything from anything related to payroll. So there was one, did the employer taxes? Yes. And then rent, and then utilities. So you need to have those 3 items with you before you literally go to the bank.
So employer tax, you said, what were those 3 again, real quick?
So there's gross wages of the employees, all of 2019, and then from January 1 to 2015. And that includes payroll taxes. So in our world, it's fully loaded. Then you got rent, then you got utilities.
All right, payroll taxes, rent, and utilities.
Yes, and those are back, but they look back in those periods. So then what you're doing is you're giving that to the lender. The lender plugs them in their little formula, and it does a calculation of 2.5 times that gross burden number, and they're going to say, here's the max we can loan to you. That's how it works.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to say it sounds simple. You obviously have an understanding of it, and I know it's hard to describe and explain something that you have a complete understanding of that other people don't. So that's why they can reach out to you through mycovidcpa.com.
Right.
Personally, they enroll for free, and you'll get one-on-one help with Mike. If there are any questions, you can pose them there, and we want to address them. So if you have a question, somebody else has that question too, we want to make sure we get you the answer. Any other materials or media that we can share?
I would say just go to My COVID CPA so we can visually show them where you go. And I would encourage you, it's not answer the questions that you want, but this is the best way for me since I get it immediately, that I'm taking the time right now to actually address all the questions. So when I get them, I get an immediate notification, then I'll go look at the question. So when you go in there, it is free, and all you're doing is putting your name, email, little vitals about your business. It helps me give a response. What I do is follow up with a phone call right now, and I'll follow up like I did with everybody yesterday. And then secondly, Brian, why don't you bring up next Thursday?
Yeah, well, what we're doing here is we were going live daily with Mike, but as you can tell, it's very hard for him to get the information and have it assimilated and ready to go. He has to learn it, assimilate it, and then be able to explain it to us. And since it's changing daily, we're going to move to a weekly format. So Thursdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is going to be the Mike Rasmussen Explain Your Taxes and Benefits show. It's still going to be a PMQ live update. We'll come up with a catchy name and a theme song and have a band and stuff. But I did want to mention RC Gallegos. He jumped in here real quick. And, of course, most of you guys are going to be seeing this after the fact. So if you have questions, you can post them here or reach Mike at mycovidcpa.com. But from now on, we are going to go to a weekly format with Mike. So next Thursday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can come, and it'll be a longer show. We're not going to rush it. So you can actually ask questions. He'll get a lot of one-on-one interaction, but I'll have more of that information digested and, be able to easily serve you, just to kind of use restaurant terms, easily serve you the information that you guys need. So keep those questions coming. I know my good friend Derek Tung is very interested. He signed up and enrolled. He finished all his applications, and he definitely wants to talk. So real quick, Steve, you got 2 minutes. And I wanted to say on 2 minutes. I'm just telling you right now.
Good. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming through. Okay, Mike, did you have anything to say about a daily update? Even though you're going to come around once a week, you had mentioned privately when we talked earlier that you might be doing a daily or changes, I guess, daily changes to My COVID.
We're going to be doing minute by minute changes. If there's something comes out, I'm going to post it to Your COVID CPA. Also daily, I'm going to do a podcast, and I'm figuring out how to do that, honestly, Steve.
Okay.
But it's
okay,
like, you know
good.
what? I'm gonna, and you're gonna have that link, so someone could go for 5 minutes on their phone and go, let's hear what the goofball had to say today. Okay.
Okay, great. I just wanted everybody to know that we're 100% on this, and Mike is working all the time on this. And just because we're going to just see you less frequently, that's just to keep things in large hunks so that we can understand them.
Right.
The other thing I'd like people to know is not everybody's just concerned about getting money to pay their employees, but it's to stay in business, and how to do that by maxing out takeout, by maxing out delivery, and also having standards and know how to do contactless delivery. These are the kind of things that are happening at the think tank right now, some of these non-COVID things, where we've had people like Brad Randall show off his videos about how he's communicating with his different, with his staff, with his customers, and let's get some ideas together. If anybody else has some really good videos that are impressive, the customers like, if you'd share them on the think tank under the coronavirus section, we would appreciate it very much.
Well, absolutely.
And that leaves me 5 seconds, right?
No, you went over a little, but it was a good point. So you're all right. No, absolutely. On the think tank, pmq.com/think tank. Brad Randall is somebody I want to get in there. He is actually I kind of know him from when my old pizza business where I was managing Pizza X. He was one of our competitors, but he has got some great information up there. So I'm trying to schedule him for some of these PMQ live updates. Just some of the adjustments he's had to make, but definitely put your ideas in the think tank. Go there for any kind of resources and to talk to people about what you're going through and get those answers in real time. They might have the answers there, and then tune in. We'll have the link where when Mike starts doing his daily podcasts, so that you can go in there for 5 minutes, hear what he has to say, and then write down your questions and then attack them on Thursdays to get those answers live.
I see RC right here, put no banks appear to be accepting. That's what I'm looking up here on my big screen and seeing nobody's taking applications.
Well, I'm also talking with RC, trying to get some information from him, have him on a PMQ live update too. But so don't get me wrong, I'm going to call you in a minute, RC. But so
hey, let me just throw in there that Linda, my wife, for PMQ, we're doing this too. She went to the bank and dropped off a folder for the guy. So if you want to be a little initiative, take a little initiative. That's fine.
Well, you have to.
And that's my wife, right? That's my wife does that. So.
She does. She's all about it. And that's the big message there is that don't wait. Don't be reactionary. Be proactive. So That's, I think, what Mike's pushing. Mike, thank you so much again for your time. mycovidcpa.com is where you can find it, or go to find all this information at pmq.com/coronavirus. Anything you need, I'm always available through Facebook, email, brian@pmq.com, or my Facebook page. Send me questions. I'll send them to Mike. I'll put you guys in touch. But definitely sign up and enroll for free at mycovidcpa.com, and that's the portal to get all those questions answered. So we'll see you guys next time here on PMQ Facebook page, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will put up Mike's daily podcast schedule, or where you can find that as soon as we have the link. Right, Mike? Right?
You bet. I got figured out.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you tuning in. And again, this is a recorded, so if you have questions, just post them in the video, and we'll send them over to Mike. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Thanks.